And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the
classic. Time.
Hey guys, it's Alex. I'm back. That's right, and I have a contest entry to do. Jeff Kempin's 700 contest. I think it was like 70 spin zones and 700 subscribers or something like that. But you know, Jeff, congratulations, dude. Let's hope that you get to 1,000 very soon, because that contest will be mental. But Jeff has made the contest pretty easy. 3 simple questions. Pretty easy to answer. So this is my entry. I hope I'm getting this in on time. I really do. I hope I am. So yeah, let's get into this. The first question is, which album were you anticipating its release and were disappointed by? Originally, I was gonna pick Revival by Eminem, because that album I had been anticipating for a while, and I was excited because it was Eminem. But I knew it would be bad because when he dropped the first single, I already knew what the album was going to be like. I knew it was going to be pretty terrible. Because what happened, I think, was back in the February of 2017, the year that album was released, he put out a set list for an album, and I think 2 days later or something, the track list was taken down off of his Instagram. And I don't know if he had tried to submit that track list into the label and they didn't like it, or I don't know what happened, but that the album that he wanted never came out, and so he was told to go back and rewrite an album. That's part of the Relapse and Recovery trilogy that he started back in 2009, 2010. And I knew as soon as the first single came out that the album was going to be bad. So I didn't really get disappointed by that album so much, but what I did get disappointed by a little bit is this album, and that's Wu-Tang Clan's The Saga Continues. It's not really a Wu-Tang Clan album. It is a rap album featuring Wu-Tang members. I mean, there are some great songs on it, do not get me wrong. But if you look at the track listing, it's like features different lists which members of Wu-Tang are featured on the tracks. So that's really what it is. It's not a Wu-Tang album, really. It's more of a rap album that features Wu-Tang members. That's my biggest disappointment about this whole album. Other than that, the fact that there's really, now that I listen back over it, there's really only 1 or 2 tracks I pick out that I absolutely love, and the rest I'm just sort of okay with. But it's not what I wanted from a Wu-Tang album, and I did buy it blind because it was Wu-Tang, which I probably shouldn't have done. But yeah, there is The Saga Continues. Again, this is from 2017, so that album's a little bit disappointing, but this is what I've decided to go with, because the other answers I had, I either wasn't disappointed or I knew I was going to be disappointed. But this one, I was genuinely disappointed, so it's the only thing I can really tell you guys about. So yeah, there is that one. Okay, question 2. Tell us something about yourself that you've never revealed in a video. I didn't know really where to go with this. There's a few things I could have said, but one thing I wanted to do is, because everybody knows how much I love movies, and I think I've talked about it before in previous videos and whatnot, but I do want to point out my love for Japanese anime. I was obsessed with it in my teenage years. As I got into like 17, 18, I sort of fell out of it a little bit and got back into it again once I got into my 20s again. But the love for anime never really died, even from when I was a kid going into my teens and what have you. So I'm just going to show off a few of my animes, I guess, Blu-ray and DVD. Akira, probably one of my favorites, personally. Love this one. One of the early Japanese anime films. This is from 1988, I believe, 87, excuse me. But this is the Blu-ray steelbook, comes with the DVD and everything, and I can show you how obsessed I am with this film, because I even have like postcards, and I have Akira stamps hidden in my room somewhere, so I'll dig those out at some point if I can find them and show you. But yeah, there is Akira, which I know some people know that movie anyway. Dragon Ball Z, you know, Resurrection F, and then Dragon Ball Super Broly, the latest addition to the anime collection, or at least the newest film I'll show you in this video. There's a show I used to love, Dragon Ball Z. Movies aren't that great, but Broly's this is probably the best Dragon Ball movie, so check that one out. The Wind Rises, great film from the studio, I think it's Ghibli. I always pronounce it wrong. People always tell me I pronounce it wrong. But it's from the same people that made like Spirited Away and Princess Mononoke and like Howl's Moving Castle and all those types of films. So yeah, not the best anime I've seen, but definitely still a good one. One of the best looking ones I've seen anyway. And then a couple shows here. Cowboy Bebop, hands down my favourite anime show. Gotta give it some, it is still sealed. I haven't had a chance to sit down and rewatch it for a while, but definitely a show I love. And another show I love as well is Death Note. This is, I mean, it's probably my second favourite anime, just behind Cowboy Bebop. But they're both pretty great shows, so there's that one. Alright. And the third and final question that Jeff has asked us to answer is, where do you see your collection going in 2020? Obviously growing in size, as it always is. But I think for 2020, really what I want to do is just add more maybe soundtracks, or maybe more soundtracks in my collection, because I meant to do that last year, but I never I didn't really do that much. I think that's my main goal for 2020, is just to add more soundtracks that I was meant to pick up that I still haven't, of some of my favourite films and things like that. So that's probably what I'm going to end up trying to do in 2020 if I can. So yeah, that's basically it. Jeff, thanks so much for having this contest, buddy. Congratulations again on 700 subscribers. And, you know, here's to many more, because you definitely deserve them. Hopefully this is in on time. Hopefully you can count the entry. If not, don't worry too much about it. But fingers crossed, eh? Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Guys, thanks so much for tuning back into the channel, and I will see you guys again very soon. Peace.